Jai Baba, Chapter 56. Harishchandra Pitale's mind was in great turmoil. Anxiety and sadness plagued his heart constantly. The reason for such angst was that his son suffered from epilepsy. The illness was getting progressively worse and the epileptic fits were getting more frequent. He was an affluent man and thus he had spared no amount of expenses and had tried everything under the sun to cure his child. When the world of medicine seemed to provide little comfort or cure for his son, Harishchandra took refuge in the company of holy men. As mentioned earlier, it was through Das Ganu's heartfelt kirtans or spiritual songs that Baba's name began to grow far and wide. From 1910, the number of devotees that flocked to Shirdi to be blessed by Sai Baba had grown tremendously. There were thousands of devotees flocking to Shirdi every day. Shirdi, a sleepy village before 1910, now became a prominent pilgrim destination in India. The temperamental god, our Sai Baba of Shirdi, was like a magnet, and like moths to a flame, people thronged to take his darshan. Baba was never shy of performing miracles. Those who were critically ill or those who were suffering from maladies for years had been cured by Baba's touch or even sight. The miserable and the damned found refuge at the feet of Baba. Sai never judged anybody. For him, all were the same, children of Allah. He remained absorbed within himself but went about his daily schedule, detached from the world and the huge crowd of devotees who only wanted a glimpse of Sai. It was known that just by applying the holy ash on their foreheads or heads, illnesses disappeared, the shadow of the evil eye and black magic dissipated, and conflicts were resolved. Harishchandra had heard about Baba's greatness. He had heard it through Das Ganu's kirtans and his books. Something within Harishchandra's heart told him that only Sai could cure his son from these persistent epileptic fits. Thus, one day, along with his wife and children, he left for Shirdi. He had carried various fruits to offer at the feet of Sai. Obviously, Harishchandra must have done some meritorious deeds in the past that he and his family had no problem prostrating themselves at the feet of the Master, even though there were hundreds of those present and all of them were eagerly awaiting their turn to be blessed by Baba. Harishchandra prostrated at Baba's feet and then something strange happened. The moment he did so, the boy standing behind his father rolled up his eyes and became unconscious. He fell to the ground, frothing from his mouth. How could this have happened? His son was supposed to be cured by Baba. His health was to be regained. But here it seemed as though things had taken a turn for the worse. The boy had never had such a violent fit. Never before. Never had the epileptic attack lasted for this long. It was obvious that the boy was dying. Baba said, "Do not worry. Have Shraddha and Saburi. Take him to the courtyard. Do not worry at all. He will regain consciousness in some time." The moment Baba said these words, the family heaved a sigh of relief and began to cry with joy. They were certain that the boy would now get well. Baba was known to have strange ways of treating those who needed help. His mercurial temperament was renowned. The boy was carried to the courtyard and in a little while he regained consciousness. Harishchandra once again prostrated at the feet of Baba and began to press his legs. Baba said, "I hope that now all your doubts and fears have disappeared. Lord Hari himself protects those who have complete faith, calm patience and pure courage." Harishchandra's wife was a simple woman and she began to weep with love and gratitude. A husband distributed large quantities of sweetmeats and fruits to all those who were present. The family spent a few happy days in Shirdi, and when the time came to leave Shirdi, once again they prostrated at the feet of Sai. Baba gave them udi, and then Baba took out 3 rupees and gave it to Harishchandra. Bapu, I have already given you 2 rupees before. Keep all the 5 coins together and perform puja on them daily. This shall benefit your family tremendously. Harishchandra was confused. He had never visited Shirdi before and he had never met Baba. Then, how could Baba have given him 2 rupees? He was confused but did not give voice to his dilemma. He took Baba's blessings and left. He reached home and immediately went to meet his mother. He talked about the trip and how his son was cured. He then spoke about the 2 rupees which Baba said that he had given them earlier. Had this ever taken place? Had she met Baba Sai? His mother pondered for a while. Oh yes, she said. Now I understand what Baba said to you and I agree. All he has said is completely valid. You see, just like you took your son for Baba's darshan, when you were young, your father and I had taken you to Swami Akalkot for his darshan. Swami was one with God and was the purest of all souls. Your father was a noble and pure soul too. The great Swami Akalkot was happy with your father's love and devotion and had given him 2 rupees to be worshipped daily. These 2 rupees have been placed in our temple and your father used to do puja of these 2 rupees every day. Unfortunately, after he passed over, nobody has really done puja of the blessed 2 coins. I believe that once again you have met Swami Akalkot in the form of Sai Baba of Shirdi. This is a warning to us that we need to be more careful about our conduct, pray to our family deities, and make our ancestors happy and proud of us. Also, that we should worship all the 5 rupees henceforth to keep the family safe and our spiritual growth unhindered. Harishchandra's life changed thereafter. He became a better human being and began to help those who were in need. He did puja to the blessed coins which were handed down to his family by the great Akalkot Maharaj and Sri Sainatha for the rest of his life. Peace be to all. I pray that both these great masters, avatars, bless us to lead a life of compassion and purity. Jai Sai.